He holds a book written in a language no one on Earth can read. It is a 600-year-old mystery. Its pages are filled with plants that have never grown on our world. Each one is a beautiful, silent riddle. Strange constellations chart unknown skies, their patterns unfamiliar to any astronomer. A map to where? Then, there are the drawings of people.